Hey everyone, it's Joey at Alpha Mortgage Advantage, and I wanted to talk real quick today about something that I think a lot of people find somewhat confusing, and that's occupancy, or at least occupancy with regards to how we look at it as a mortgage lender. So a frequent sort of scenario that I get are clients that'll call and maybe they're wanting to buy a second home or investment property here in our area, and they'll tell me, well, I don't own a primary home, so I want to do this as my primary home. And unfortunately, in many cases, you can't do that. Unless you are truly moving here full time, it's not really considered your primary home. Additionally, just because you don't own a property doesn't mean you don't have a primary home. So you may be that you live in an area where owning is extremely expensive. Maybe some markets like New York or San Francisco with really, really expensive housing markets, and maybe you rent there. Even still, that is your primary home. If it's an apartment or a place you rent, whatever, that is what we consider your primary home, and the rent is considered the expense for that property. So if you're buying something here, unless you really and truly intend to move here full time, this would be considered either a second home or investment property. Now, also too, these days it is very common for people to work remotely. So I do often have people that are moving here and their jobs are going to continue and work from home. That's different. If you're truly coming here, that might be your primary home here. But it's just something that sort of a lot of people tend to maybe not understand, because when they think primary, they think ownership. And it's not necessarily that. It's truly where you live, where you work, where your income's based at. That is your primary home. Second home and investment properties, they can be pretty much anywhere. Second homes, there is a little bit of some rules as far as you can't have a second home that's down the street or 10, 15, 20 miles away from your primary home. There's usually got to be a good reason for you to have a second home that's pretty close, within 100 miles or so of your current primary home. Maybe if it's a beach property, if you live in Wilmington and you want to buy a home at Topsail, that might be considered a second home in many cases, but just buying another property in the same area is not going to be considered second. So occupancy, again, it's always something that people have questions about. Feel free, if anyone's got has any questions, feel free to reach out. My direct number is 910-250-8888. Thanks so much, and hope everyone has a great week.